Now to start on this question, we're gonna assume that the angle between A and B, angle between, to be equals to theta. Now we're given that the magnitude of A is equals to magnitude of C. But when we take A dot B, we get a value of 30 meters square. But for for B dot C, this gives us 35 square, which is greater than A dot B. And this tells us that the angle between C and B must be must be a smaller value. Basically, they are closer to each other and they have a smaller angle compared to A and B, right? Suppose probably a larger angle. Something like that, right? So this would be A, this would be C, and this would be B. And why we know that is because we know that the dot product is kind of like an indicator of how much overlap there are between two vectors, right? If it's completely overlap, then it would just be taking the magnitudes and multiplying them together, right? And so if it's small, or when it's zero, it means that they are directly perpendicular to each other. So basically, having B dot C to be greater than A dot B, with the fact that A and C have the same magnitude, it tells us that the angle between C and B must be smaller than A and B, right? And we're gonna call this just theta minus 25 degrees, right? Here, because we are given that C has a direction angle greater than A by 25 degrees. Now to find the magnitude and direction of A, we have to put in two different equations. And the equations will come from the scalar products. So one of the equations, using the fact that the scalar products is equals to the magnitudes multiplied by cosine theta, the angle between them. And since we are given that our B has a magnitude of 5, so this is just 5 times A times cosine theta is equals to 30. This is from the first equation. Now from the second equation, B dot C is equals to 35. So this would be 5 times C cosine theta minus 25 degrees must be equals to 35. Now we are given that A and C have the same magnitude, so we can replace this with just A. Now to solve this equation, from the first equation, can infer that A cosine theta must be equals to 6. And from our second equation, we're going to use the addition rule for our trigonometry and separate out this trigonometry over here, and of course dividing 5 over to the right hand side in the same time. So A times sine theta cosine 25. Right, so this is the addition rule. Then after dividing 5 over to the right hand side, we should get 7 on the right hand side. Factorizing out A cosine theta. A cosine theta. So sine theta divided by cosine theta, we get tangent theta. We can substitute A cosine theta to be equals to 6 into our equation, and we divide 6 to the right hand side. Now all we have to do is to solve for theta. We just bring cosine 25 degrees to the right, divide everything by sine 25 degrees, and we should get our answer for tangent theta, which is 0.616. And so theta, this gives us 31.6 degrees. Right? And so given that the direction angle for B is 60 degrees, we can then find what is the direction angle for A. Right, basically just taking 60 degrees minus away theta, the angle between BA and B, which will give us 28.4 degrees. So this is the direction for A. And to find the magnitude for A, we substitute back into the equation. A cosine theta equals to 6. And then we just take A. Which will be 7.05 meters. So basically the vector A is equals to 7.05 meters at an angle of 28.4 degrees.